So someone was asking about snails, and I thought, what better way to talk about snails than this one that I found on my shoe? Now, snails are in the order Gastropoda. They are very closely related to snails, and in the idea that snails and slugs almost have no differences other than snails have a shell and slugs don't. But the big thing with snails, and I'm trying to see if you'll be able to, or slugs, excuse me. Slugs have the eye stalks, which are those two longer stalks at the top, and then just underneath, you might be able to see them. Those are also tentacles. They're not used for sight, though. They're actually used to sort of help the snail smell. There you go. You can see them. We should turn this way. But snails, I keep saying snails, slugs are just basically a smooth body plan, and a lot of snails are actually losing their shell and turning into slugs. But the way slugs and snails both eat is inside the mouth. They have these little teeth that are in rows called radula that they use to scrape things off. Slugs are basically what we call detritivores. Slugs and snails generally feed on decaying material. Now, there are different kinds of slugs that may feed on other animals and worms, or different things have different niches, but most slugs, like this one here, are going to feed on things that you might find under a log or a branch or some leaf litter. They're going to be feeding on decaying material, but they secrete a slime to kind of help them move around, but to also keep their body moist. The reason things like salt are so deadly to them is because it pulls all the moisture out of their body and they essentially dry up. But the way they breathe is actually right kind of on the back, right through there. They generally have a couple openings. It's got a really complicated name that I cannot remember off the top of my head, and that's how they breathe. But this little slug is so small. You see how he turned towards me? He's sniffing me. He's trying to figure out what the heck I am. Look at him. He's literally sniffing me like a dog. He's got the eyes pulled back, and he's checking me out. He's trying to figure out what I am. Oh, he's actually feeding on me. He's eating the dead skin off the end of my finger. You can see his mouth moving. I can feel it, just barely. How cool is that? Look at that. Look at him. Honestly, I didn't think he was going to do that. Okay. Oh, isn't that neat? You can see the organs in his back. Oh, cute.